And now I'm going to talk about the lineups I would like to feature, or at least the players I like to have, and a formation I would think is beneficial to the United States versus Portugal. Now, lately, a lot of teams, from Chelsea to Manchester United to a whole bunch of European squads, are playing 3 in the back, 5 in midfield, 2 in attack. So with that in mind, that could work for the United States. So here's what I'm thinking about. Now, in goal, I would like to play either Horvath, who's now at Club Brugge in Belgium, or Bill Hamid, who just signed with Midtjylland in Denmark. Midtjylland's a pretty decent club. Now, he just showed up there, so obviously didn't have enough time to take coaching lessons, but nonetheless, he is perhaps the best goalkeeper who is of age. In other words, he's not too young, he's definitely not too old. Should things work out for him, someday he could be a very productive member of the U.S. national team. So, Hamid or Ethan Horvath? I'll go with Hamid. Horvath could be a backup. Now, in defense, once again, there's a 3 in the back. Depending upon who's healthy, I would go with Jeff Cameron at right central, Matt Miazga is smack in the middle, and John Brooks is center left. Now, tall guys, good mobility, should be able to take care of high balls. Miazga is sort of the biggest question mark because he sort of looked iffy for Vitesse in the Netherlands, but nonetheless, he has potentials. He has potential. He could be something good fairly soon. And so, because there are no important matches, really important matches coming up for a couple of years, unless there's any kind of Copa America type of formats or tournaments, let's go with Cameron, Miazga, and Brooks in the back. Now, because I'm playing with wing backs, I'm pretty much guaranteed to give DeAndre Yedlin run out at a right fullback. On the left, I would prefer to play Fabian Johnson. If Johnson defers, in other words, he retires from the national team, I would play either Acosta, Villafania, or any sort of a left-sided midfielder who's kind of walking at this time. I would prefer Johnson because he's experienced, and performing against Portugal, against really top-notch midfielders, also will give him exposure. Of course, Dave Sarakin could give him exposure he does not want, nonetheless. So now we'll come out to sort of central midfield. And now I'm going with a pretty untried lineup. I'm going with Weston McKinnie, who's got some play with Schalke, only 19 years of age, but certainly somebody with potentially, it's all potential, someone who's playing pretty well already. And he's a stay-home holding midfielder, which is better than stay-nowhere midfielder like Michael Bradley, who sometimes stays home, sometimes meanders, and sometimes just squats and squints at the player. Now, here's my most unlikely choice as a kind of a 6.5, 8 type player. And I want to play Timothy Chandler in there. Now, he's been hurt recently, and of course he plays the wingback position and is a candidate to playing either left or right wingback position for the national team too. But I think you can move him a little more centrally. He's the guy who can play in front of the holding midfielder, is a sort of a shuttle back with a lot of, requires a lot of running, a lot of movement from central midfield to attacking midfield. I would give him a shot. If not, maybe Daniel Williams is available. If not, I might even stick Michael Bradley in there, because I think he's better as in 6.5 than a 6. In 6, he reads too slowly. He's playing kind of a 6.5, 8.5, 8. For Toronto, is playing pretty well. Not my favorite player, and who knows what are reasons for him butting in a lot of situations as a captain. But if you can't put just anybody, you have to have somebody with a little experience, and he's not somebody who is sort of so far out of form that he can't be useful, at least at this stage. Now, as a 10, I'll play Pulisic. That's pretty much self-explanatory. He's the best player, and I think that's his best position. And as my 2 forwards, I would play Bobby Wood and Aaron Johannsson. Now, Johansson has been totally out of favor at Werder Bremen, and Bobby Wood has been in favor at Hamburg, which is just as scrappy as Werder Bremen this year. So it's not exactly a choice of great talents, but nonetheless, that's the best you can take. You know, a lot of people talk about bringing in the U20 or U17 players, but for the most part, those guys are not ready. And you put them against Pepe or Jose Fonte, or, you know, especially Portugal has this great holding midfielder named William, who almost went for $40 million to West Ham, and then they didn't agree on a final deal, but he is too good for Sporting Lisbon. He's an outstanding ball winner. If you put somebody like really, really raw, he's going to kill him. You're not going to keep the ball, and the ball is going to be pretty much around U.S. penalty box. So that's my choice. It's very argumentative. It's very speculative. Nonetheless, that's what I go with, okay? Thanks. Bye. Sign up. Listen. Make comments.